Man, what they do, YouTube? What they do, man? I'm back, man. They had me barred for like a week. I couldn't post nothing. You know, I'm still learning this thing here, man, but I'm back. Once again, man, if you got a loved one in prison, make sure you send them a copy of Street Elements magazine. We're the #1 magazine publication in the nation. Hands down. Hands down. We've been doing it for a long time, man. For a long time. Make sure you send your people a copy of Street Elements magazine, man. You know, make sure you send your people a copy of Street Elements magazine, man. If they doing time right now up the road, man, federal or state, make sure you send your people a copy of Street Elements magazine, dog. Make sure you send them a copy, man. For real, for real. Man, this video here, man, for all my homies, man, that done been in the streets, done been in prison, done did some time in prison, and finna get out. Or you out and you see this video. Man, let me tell you something, dog. Don't get, listen, I can't tell you what to do because some of y'all are, all of y'all are grown men and grown women if you see this video, and you're gonna make your own choices in life, right? But I'm gonna ask yourself something, man. Ask yourself this question. If you get out and get back into the streets and you get jammed and you just did 15 years and you get jammed with 2 bricks or whatever, some fentanyl, whatever the game is now today out there, you finna go do another 15. Now, my homeboy OG Gigavelli, he always say this, and I always like when he say this right here. If a nigga that's over 30, 35 and up, and you done did a long stint in prison, and you get out here, man, and get back to fucking around and get jammed up, you either a real ass dumb nigga or you gonna be a real ass hot nigga. That's what he said. Basically mean, if a dude get out here, man, he about 40 years old, 50 years old, and he get jammed up, and he just did 20 or 15, he might tell, bro. He could be a stand-up guy. But this time, he might tell because he know what he looking at. He know he ain't finna get back out. You know? He know it for sure. Perfect scenario. One of the homies just got out. I think he did about a dub. Now, from what I'm hearing from some of my other homies, that when he was at the halfway house, he was moving reckless. Now, this guy already about 55 years old. He 55 years old. He done did about 19 years in the feds. He get out and he move around at the halfway house trying to, hey, man, I'm plugged in, you know, boom, boom, boom. Now, he got plugs. He a hustler. Solid dude. But he just got picked up at his probation office. He went to go check into his PO, and the people was waiting on him. Federal probation as that. The marshals were waiting on him with a new conspiracy charge. Most likely it's fentanyl or heroin or something like that. Now you tell me, them 19 years he just did in the feds, the lick he was trying to hit when he get out, was it worth it, homie? Was it worth it? Come on, man, that money ain't worth that shit, my nigga. That money ain't worth going to federal prison or state prison for the rest of your life. That money ain't worth going to state or federal prison for 10 or 15 years. Because what it does, it prevents you from being able to build something substantial for yourself out here in the free world. See, they done tricked us, bro. The streets is an illusion to get us off the streets, to remove us out of our communities. To remove us out of our communities. The time we in prison, them 10, them 15, them 20 and 30 years we in prison, we missing all the time we supposed to be out here building our homestead. Having a place to stay, having a roof over your head. That's the time you're supposed to be spending out here working. Building for your future, my nigga. So you can have your place to stay. You can have your place to lay your head down and you ain't up under the rule of a woman. That's another thing. You see, if you steady going back and forth to prison Every time you get out, you're going to be under the rule of a woman because you need somewhere to lay your head at. And most likely the women going to have that and the men ain't. Y'all think about this, right? Just think about this. Tell me if I'm wrong. Now, if I'm wrong, drop something in the comments so I can know, if I'm wrong on this. But I just want to I want y'all real street dudes, y'all real guys that been in the streets, done been there, done that. Y'all just hit me out. You get 10 homeboys, all of them in the streets. So just think about your 10 homeboys that you jumped out there in the streets with. We ain't gonna make up no 10 imaginary guys. Think about 10 guys you know that was in the streets the same time you was in it. How many of them own a house? Own one, not renting, not living with no girl that got one, saying this is my girl house, this house. How many of them own a place to stay? I'm waiting. How many? Not out of the 10, maybe 8, or maybe 2 out of the 10. Maybe 3 out of the 10. Maybe 3 out of the 10 own a place to stay. Not staying with your girl, that don't count. Not staying with your baby mama, that don't count. Own a place to stay that they came out here and worked for, hustled for, bought, and was able to maintain, even if they had to go to prison and come back out. I'm waiting. It ain't that many, bro. Because most dudes that jump out there in the streets right now to this day, they ain't thinking about owning nothing, man, but some cars, clothes, jewelry, and spending the money on hoes. That's the truth. That's the truth. Ain't nobody really thinking about, man, how I'm going to be living when I'm 35. You 29. How you going to be living in the next 15 years? You don't know. Are you planning for it? I can tell you one thing. If you out there in the streets moving at work, moving cocaine, heroin, fentanyl, any type of illegal drugs, or if you dealing in guns, you doing drills, you killing, you robbing, you stealing, the odds are you going to prison. It is what it is. The odds are 85% of them going to prison. This ain't speaking down about what you're doing, being in the streets, because I done been out there, I done done that, I done did 2 stints in prison, ain't going back. I'd rather sit out here and work for mine, have a place to stay, build up my homestead, keep making investments so I can have something as I get older. Because us men, the game is set up for us to lose, bro. Us men who jump out in the streets, look at your homies, look at your predecessors who was out there before you 20 years before and see how they operating right now. Most of y'all jitterbugs out there, most of y'all young guys out there right now, most of y'all using a lot of drugs out there right now. And as the longer you stay out there in the streets and the longer you have these drug habits, they gonna continue to be habits. The habits we need to have is investing in real estate early. Then the habits that we need to have. Understand that the money that you taking, you risking your life out here in the streets, because you're risking your life in the streets for this money that they offer us. You're risking your life in the streets for this money. Well, it's supposed to be about money. Some of y'all risking your life in the streets just for a name for yourself. Some of y'all risking your life in the streets just to prove a point. So y'all in another category. I'm talking about the ones who risking their life to get some money. You're risking your life to get some money. All right. When you get the money, what you do with it? Let's say this right here. Let's say you've been in the streets since you're 20. I'm not even gonna count 13 to 18. Let's say from the age of 20 and right now you're 30. So you say you jumped off in the streets when you was 20. You really getting down there 20. Right now you're 30. But you actively in the streets. So you got 10 years in the streets right now. What you got for it? Do you have a house? Do you have 2 houses? Do you have some duplexes? Do you have a business? Do you have investments? Or you still flipping that work? Or you still slinging that iron? Because you got 10 years in. Remember, when you get in the game, you're supposed to have an exit plan. It's called an end game, like playing chess. You know anybody play chess? Any one of you guys play chess? You know you're supposed to have an end game. That's the most important game in chess. It's your end game. How are you going to end this game that you get yourself involved in at a young age? Because remember, it's set up for you to lose. Ask yourself that question. What is your end game? Do you plan on having a house with a picket fence and a nice yard and be able to retire and chill and whatever you want to do? Or do you plan on banging in the streets all the rest of your life? Do you plan on selling dope for the rest of your life? Do you plan on doing drills and killing everybody for the rest of your life? Or do you plan on having a real life where you can go to sleep at night comfortably and just worry about, hey, I'm going to cut my grass on Sunday. I'm going to go hang out this weekend. I'm going to live a safe and comfortable life. Or you want to live a dangerous one? Because believe me, bro, most of the guys that got 10 years in the streets ain't got nothing. They may got some jewelry. They may got a nice car. They got a couple of hoes on their line, a couple of chicks on their line. But what they really got for the next 10 years that they can look back and say, man, I got this out the game. Buy you some property, buy you some real estate, start your business if you got some cheese. If you got some cheese, bro. Because the majority of us that jump out there and put 10 years in the streets, it's a lot of y'all got 10 years already in the streets. And I want you to ask yourself, look back on your career, look back on your time in the streets and ask yourself, what do I have to show for it? What you got to show for it? Oh, I got me a car. I got me a Benz. Oh, I got this big chunk on with all these diamonds in it. Man, dude, you got a house in your name or in a company name? Or did you get your mama out of the projects? Did you put her in a different spot? Was you able to buy any type of investments along the way so you can get out of the game? Or you still gonna be in it for the rest of your life? Because believe me, boy, believe me what I tell you. If your name ringing in the streets, it's ringing down at them goddamn detective's office, and they're gonna ring your ass up and send your ass off to prison. That's just what come with the territory, bro. That's just what come with the territory. So I'm just advising you guys, man, if you out there in the streets and you got 10 years in, man, look at what you accomplished within these 10 years. Have you accomplished something that can hold you over into your 60s, into your 70s? If you make it that far, into your 50s. Can you look back and say, I got my crib, I got a couple of investments, man, I'm gonna leave that street shit alone, that shit only send nigga to prison, or you gonna stay in this game until they lock you up? Is you gonna stay in the game long enough so they can put their hands on you? And when they put their hands on you, and the people start telling you, he been doing this for 10 years and this, and they give you 20 years. Is it worth it? I don't think so, homie. I don't think so, homies. So I'm advising you guys, all if you've been in the streets or you actively in the streets, I want you to sit back and reflect on what you done gained up out of it and ask yourself, do you want to put another 10 years in? And if the answer is no, make you some key investments. But if the answer is yes, you want to put another 10 years in because you ain't got what you need to get yet, just know them people want to put 20 on you when they catch you. Yeah. So this all this video for, man, to just shed a little light out there, man, to give you guys some game, man. Some real game. If you've been in the streets for over 10 years, look back at and see what you got out of it. You probably done spent a lot of money. You probably done bought a lot of clothes. Probably got a lot of shoes. Probably got a lot of jewelry. But dude, you got a place to stay. I ain't talking about renting no apartment. Dude, you got something that's you can own. That's gonna gain and gain over time. Increase over time. You know what I'm saying? If you don't, you need to double check yourself, bro. Because I know if your ass go to prison and your ass get out when you're 50, and then you try and get back out here in the streets again, man, you either a real ass dumb nigga or a real ass hot, or you're gonna be a real ass hot nigga because you're gonna tell. Because you know better. And you know how hard it is out here. So I'm hoping you young guys see this video and understand, man, the streets is set up for us to lose. not to win. I can rephrase it another way. The game that you are playing is set up for us to lose, not for us to win. Make it happen or you capping. And once again, before I leave, if you got somebody up the road doing time, send them a copy of Street Elements Magazine. We are the #1 magazine publication in the nation, and we've been doing this for 16 years. Believe that. Hit like, hit subscribe if you like this content, and we're going to keep pushing it out there. Make it happen or you capping.